How are you? What's that? We are not. We're actually here to talk to people. Do you got some time to talk?
Okay, about what?
We want to talk about, have you heard about Roe versus Wade might be overturned?
No.
You haven't heard that?
No.
Roe versus Wade might be overturned, and we want to know what people's thoughts are about that.
I don't know shit about that. I live in New Jersey.
Roe versus Wade is national, federal court.
Okay.
So Roe versus Wade is what essentially permitted abortion in America in 1973. Prior to that, it was illegal. It was deemed murder in the U.S. So now it might be overturned. That ruling might be overturned. So what's your thoughts on that?
So, as a male, I don't have a whole lot of say in abortion because I'm definitely not having no kids. Now, if it was a baby that I helped conceive, that's a different situation. But personally, if I have to give an opinion, it is a woman's choice what to do with her body and her child. Personally, I believe, biologically, that embryo is nowhere near a human for quite a while. I don't know,
Nowhere near. What do you mean by that? Nowhere near human for quite a while.
It's just a jumble of cells for first couple of terms. I mean, first term, I don't know.
So what do you think institutes human life? You think at a certain point in time it becomes a human in the womb, like at a certain amount of months? And if so, what month is that?
Sure. I don't really think that deep into it because, like I said, I can't get pregnant and I'm not going to have no kids. But there's something about that first breath, that first cry after the spank of truth.
So they have a heartbeat and the brains is working all that way before they're born. So this would be my question. Regarding you not having children, right? So you're like, well, I'm a male, I'm not having any children, so I don't really know. Do you feel like you would have a say if murder was legal? Like if you could kill somebody that was innocent, right? Would you feel the need to say something about that if that was a law?
But this is not that case.
How so?
Because murder is totally different. That's someone who's already had a life, already has a family, made friends, and all that. This fetus has not had a chance to live. I'm doing something. You just go. That fetus has not had a chance to, make connections with anybody, whatever. All it has, it's just in its womb. So it's definitely different. And not only that, but most people don't start remembering things until they reach the age of 4 or whatever.
That old people start forgetting things. So should we be able to kill them when they start forgetting things?
All right, well, that's a whole nother ballpark, because where I come from, old people are very much so against everything that I am, black, homosexual, all that. So,
So do you think they should die because of that?
I think...
You think so?
I think some of them should be Mr. Knuckle Sandwich.
That's different than dying. You just disagree with their position on your style of living, right?
Right.
But they shouldn't die, though, right?
I suppose.
So this would be my question. Where do you draw the line as to what a human is? At what month in the womb do they become human and therefore deserve the right of life and human dignity?
Now, first, all right. I'm fucking drunk, so this is why my thoughts are kind of all over the place. But technically speaking, we're all human. We're all...
Even the child in the womb?
Yes. We're all human beings. We all have human cells. We all got those genetics and whatever. Conceived, made from a mother and a father. 2 humans, obviously.
Sure.
And there's scenarios. See, we're just talking in general about abortion.
Sure.
I'm all for pro-choice. If a woman feels that she needs to have an abortion...
Murder her child.
No, it's not murder.
Is it alive in the womb?
Of course it's alive, but it has not had a life. Being alive and having a life are two different things.
Okay, so when a baby is born, right? Has it had a life yet?
Once the baby's born, its life is just beginning. Once it's born.
So
born into life.
It's not born into life because it's already alive in the womb, correct?
It's alive, but it doesn't have a life.
What do you mean? To be alive?
Wait, I've had a life. I've had my experience. That baby has not had any experience.
You don't think experience?
And it will not remember anything until it reaches age 3 to 4.
So can you kill him before 3 to 4?
Of course not.
But that distinction doesn't make any sense.
That's where adoption comes in. And of course, foster care systems are really fucked up. I have kind of secondhand experience with that. My mom was a foster mom.
Right.
So we had foster children in and out of our house. We know their stories and whatever, and how not only their families treated them, but foster systems treat them. And it's a really fucked up cycle. So not saying, you should kill the baby immediately just because so-and-so. But at the same time, I don't know what so-and-so is. Now, a woman could have been raped.
Sure.
It could have just been an accident.
Real quick, do you believe in death penalty for rape?
For death penalty? No.
So if someone rapes somebody, right? They rape a woman, right? And she gets pregnant. Should they be put to death?
I didn't say that.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
That person still has a life. There's such a thing as not quite rejuvenation, but
So this is what you're saying. You're saying you believe in the right for a woman that's been raped. You believe in her right to kill her child in her womb, but that the rapist shouldn't get the death penalty, correct?
Correct.
The child can be put to death for the rape that the child had no part in. The child did not ask to be there, but the person that actually raped the woman shouldn't be put to death.
Correct.
Do you know how insane that sounds?
Do you see how you're trying to reword what I'm saying?
I'm not.
I'm telling you that child in the womb has not had a life yet. They're alive. They have the capability to live a life.
Right.
They have not lived a life.
I want to understand that distinction. You're saying that life starts when you come out of the womb, correct?
Yeah.
But their heart is beating, which means they're alive. That is life. That is life in the womb.
It's a living being, but it's not life.
So where's your definition of life?
It's definitely different from yours.
So you get to come up with the definition of life?
I have a personal opinion on life. That's my definition. My opinion.
I got you. Do you think that that's objective truth, though?
Objective truth?
Yeah.
Define objective truth.
Objective truth, like your definition is what's absolutely true, or are you recognizing that's only your opinion?
Oh, I recognize that's only my opinion. That's my truth.
Okay.
That's the truth I live and walk in.
Okay. So you could understand how that can seem arbitrary from my position for you to say life starts when you come out of the womb.
I can understand why you say that. Because I used to be all pro-life, like, oh, hell, give birth to all babies, foster systems. But then I saw what foster systems are, what happens to children who don't get put in those foster systems and they're with parents that can't afford them or are not capable of being fit parents.
So they should die instead.
There's foster systems. They're gonna live a fucked up life. They're living. You can't just find a 4-year-old and be like, oh, you don't want this? Slip. Damn. No. That person's living. And if they're living with fucked up parents that can't take care of them, the foster system is there for them, but the foster system is also still very much so fucked up.
So let me ask you this. What's the difference between a baby that just was born and the baby right before they're born? They're the same level of development, right? They're born at one point in time, but right before that they weren't born. Right before they weren't born, should a woman be able to abort her baby?
And you're talking about late-term abortion?
Yes.
Of course.
She should be able to.
Of course.
She should be able to kill her child simply because it hasn't come out the womb yet.
Oh, that's not why she's killing her child. Oh,
No, not why. I'm saying, but she should be able to. Because your argument earlier was that they haven't lived yet, right?
Right.
But they could be the same level. You could be 9 months.
Now, are we talking about right before birth or after birth?
I'm talking about right before birth. You could be 9 months, fully ready to come out of the womb, but because you haven't come out yet, therefore that woman should have the right to put that baby to death, correct? Do you believe in my body, my choice?
Absolutely.
Where's the right of the baby who has its own body?
That baby hasn't lived a life yet.
Does that baby have its own body?
That baby has its own body.
So where's my body, my choice?
That baby doesn't have a life yet because that baby wasn't born.
I asked you, do you believe in my body, my choice?
My body, my choice. That baby does not have a life yet. That baby doesn't know anything about its body.
Right, okay. Doesn't matter if it knows it or not.
So you're saying you had brain activity in the womb. You had
Certainly.
Do you remember anything that happened at that time?
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember anything immediately after birth?
I don't remember anything back to 4 or 5 years old.
Right.
So should I be I could be put to death because I don't have a memory of those things?
No.
So again,
your parents are not financially capable of taking care of you.
Yeah.
Or they're around someone that's physically hurting them, or they're not capable of properly giving birth to you without hurting themselves. Because that's such a thing.
Sure.
Birthing hips are a thing. If someone does not have birth
very rare. Very rare.
It's not as rare as you think it is.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not as rare as you think it is.
It
It's
really,
not as rare as you think
I'm not making it up. It's really rare. 2022, with our technology and our medicine, it is extremely rare. I've heard a doctor say.
Rare for death.
I heard a doctor.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So.
not extremely rare for life-changing and altering complications.
Okay, sure, but a baby's dying though. So I want to hold you to be consistent though.
So, all right.
I want to hold you to be consistent.
Here's what I'm getting from you. You're saying this woman is forced to have a baby despite knowing that she's going to have life-changing complications forever after giving birth to this baby or having a C-section, whatever it takes.
My mom had life-changing, life-changing delivery. She had.
But she also had the choice.
Sure, she didn't have the choice to murder me though.
It's not murder. It's an abortion.
It is murder. Is it alive? To kill something, to kill a person.
It's alive, but it does not have a life.
Right. Wait. To kill a person that is alive is murder.
It's murder.
That's a person that's alive in the
That's a person
womb.
who is living a life.
Are they alive?
They're living a life. They're alive, living a life.
They're alive.
Living a life.
So to kill them is murder.
Correct.
So
You're
you
taking the
admit.
person the family and friends that they have made.
You admit. No. I'm talking about, is the baby in the womb alive?
Baby in the womb is alive, but it has not lived
Okay.
a life, and that's
Gotcha,
my
gotcha.
point.
Listen.
And you cannot change
Hold on.
my opinion on that.
I want you to be consistent. You said the baby in the womb is alive.
Correct.
Right? So to take that life is called what?
It's not murder. It's not called an abortion because that is a baby in a womb.
To take the life of a living human being
Living
is
human being
murder.
lived a life is murder.
Is murder. No, you're making an imaginary distinction. I said the child is alive.
No.
The child is alive, has his own heartbeat, has his own brain activity, has his own DNA.
It is a cluster of cells within that.
No. Not a cluster of cells. And she didn't create it. It's not a cluster of cells. And she waited. She waited for it to come together. Is she in there putting arms and
just sat there and did
bodies?
nothing? She didn't have to consume nutrients. She didn't have to.
She did the same thing that she would have been doing already, eating food.
Whatever.
Eating food? Right, she would have been doing that anyway. No, she did not make it. Right? You wait for a bit. That's why you wait 9 months.
Agree to disagree.
Can I actually?
A lot of what you're
I got you.
saying does not make
I
sense
understand.
at all to me.
No problem. I want to hold you to be consistent though. Earlier you said my body, my choice, and I just want to know, why doesn't the baby have that right?
Because that baby does not have a life yet. It's alive.
Wait,
But it
okay,
doesn't know life. It doesn't know
let's
anything about its body, it doesn't know
stick.
anything about consent.
Right.
All it knows is
Because you don't know
when
anything
it's
about-
born.
because you don't-
Before it's born, it's just in a womb. Yeah, it's got brain activity, but it does not have consciousness. It does not have the free will to think and do all that stuff
You do know.
within the womb.
You do know that all those distinctions that you made, a newborn baby doesn't know, it doesn't have self-awareness. So can you kill a newborn baby?
A baby has been born into life and has begun its life.
Your life
The first
does.
few years of development.
Your life doesn't begin at birth. It's already alive.
No,
That's why those words
that's
are the
where
same.
we
But listen.
disagree.
But listen. I want you definitionally, like I'm talking about the dictionary. If something is alive, if it is alive, its life has begun. You do know.
So all things that are alive that are killed is murder.
No. Human beings. Humans.
Okay, so everything in regards of human beings, if killed while alive, is murder.
If killed without a cause, innocent.
There's absolutely cause.
No,
one gets
no.
abortion for
Listen.
abortion.
Innocent. Do they deserve death?
That's a good question. Now, that baby still does not have life. There's many factors to consider.
Does it deserve death?
I'm sure every woman has that doubt. Like, this is my baby. Does it deserve death? It has a chance at life. I'm taking that away.
What could it do to deserve death?
It's not doing anything to deserve death.
So it doesn't deserve
Does it
death.
deserve the life that it's going to be born into?
So wait. It doesn't deserve death.
Does it deserve the life that
Wait.
it's going to be?
I'll answer that. But real quick, does it deserve death?
There's no deserving of death. I can agree to that.
So a child can be murdered in the womb without deserving
It's
death.
abortion.
Is it alive?
It's alive, but it's not murder.
If something is alive, if there's a human being that's alive and you kill it, that is definitionally murder. That's the definition of murder.
Not when it comes to babies. That's abortion.
You're making
But
your
there's a whole separate word for it. Abortion.
you're making your own distinction right now. You're making your own distinction. Like, I want you to understand something. If the baby's alive, has a heartbeat, has brain activity, if you kill it, that's murder.
Now, are you talking about in a state where someone goes and just knees a pregnant woman in the stomach? That is murder.
How is that different than a doctor ripping a baby into pieces in his mother's womb? Are you serious?
They're not reaching in there and ripping the bitch apart. Okay?
Are you serious?
Are we talking about late term? We talking about early term?
It doesn't matter what term. Are you saying that are you saying?
term?
Wait, hold on, wait.
That's not what happens.
Are you saying? Does it happen? Can you acknowledge that happens? That arms and legs and heads are smashed and ripped apart? We have pictures.
I can acknowledge that I would do more. Show me
We have pictures.
Show me
We have
Show
Matt,
me-
do you have some pictures? We have pictures of. I mean, it happens. I don't know if you've never seen. They'd use these suction things, and they use these suction things, and they rip, like, it sucks arms and legs off of the baby's body.
So what I'm hearing is that you feel that is grotesque.
Absolutely. Of course.
And you disagree with that.
100%.
But can you have a baby?
No.
So
Wait, can I birth a baby? Is that what you're asking me?
Can you birth? Yes.
No, I can't birth a baby.
Can you grow a baby in your stomach?
No.
So where does your opinion come into account?
My opinion comes into account because I think
Oh, yeah.
we are obligated as humans to give each and every other human dignity, and part of that dignity is life, right? Apart from you deserving death, like you said earlier, you said you don't believe a rapist should be put to death. I do, because they've done something worthy of death. You believe a baby should be put to death for doing nothing worthy of
No,
death.
that's an opinion. And that's
Wait, what's an opinion?
that the rapist has done something worthy.
That's God's law.
Well, I don't believe in the Bible and all that stuff.
That's fine, but I'm telling, it's not an opinion, it's God's law.
There's a reason that it's not that law here. I was a victim of sexual assault.
Okay.
And
Sorry to hear that.
he has forced his way on many people.
He should have been,
He's not killed.
according to God's law, he should be put to death.
Okay, well, not everyone lives by God's law.
That's the problem, right?
Well, that's where I'm going to cut off, because another thing God's law says
Right.
is that a woman is. Now, I've only read so much of the Bible,
Sure.
but from what I know, and I'm just going to summarize what I know.
Go for it.
Women are objective to men.
What do you mean by that?
Women are meant to honor
Their husbands?
Yes, honor
And
their husbands.
husbands are meant to honor their wives as well.
Yes, but they have different set of rules. Also, marriage wasn't by love way back when. Marriage then, in the Bible's terms,
Are you saying that they didn't have a choice?
yes, I
That's
am.
false.
No, that is not false.
That is false.
That's not false. Those marriages were
You remember
arranged.
when you said
Those
you-
marriages were with underage women in some
You
cases.
you remember when you said you don't?
Before, where they were raped. before
So
they
wait,
were children.
are you looking at the Bible and are you making moral judgments about the Bible? Are you saying morally that's wrong?
Are you saying morally it's wrong to have?
Wait, hold on, real quick. Absolutely, yes, I am. I am saying morally,
by the Bible.
absolutely. What are you making?
I'm
the
making a
judgment?
judgment by the Bible.
Wait.
That is not so.
You're not making the judgment via the Bible because you're judging the Bible.
Yeah,
Based on what standard?
I've learned. I grew up Christian, and I've been doing research since moving out and living on my own.
Okay.
And I disagree completely.
Yeah, I'm
because
saying- I got
what
you.
What it says attacks me. And also,
Right.
the Bible has been rewritten multiple times.
Wait. Before
So
we get in that's a different conversation. I want to ask you something.
that's not a different conversation, because you're being very vague about how you're following the Bible.
No, I'm not.
There's very
I'll
specific-
answer whatever question. I'll answer.
specific versions.
Right.
There's variants that have been rewritten. If you want to follow the Bible to the T and you want the world to follow it, then everyone needs to learn Hebrew, and they need to learn or read the original Hebrew.
Do you think that languages can be translated?
Of course.
Okay, that's what happened.
Do you agree that these languages were mistranslated?
Say it again.
Do you agree these things were mistranslated?
No.
Because they're what everyone likes to go to for anti-homosexuality is "man shall not lie with boy." The original translation is that "man shall not lie with child."
How do you know that?
Boy. Because I've done my research.
So you done your research and where'd you look at?
I've looked at. I watch. Not quite pastors, but
You watch people exegete that text?
people, multiple people from.
Why do you believe they're true? They're right.
I believe they're true and they're right because they have scriptures for backup. They read rewritten versions, like they read the Hebrew version.
There's plenty of people that exegete that text and they disagree with them. So how do you know they're right?
Well, what it comes down to is that it's all opinion based, because at the end of the day, the Bible's just a book. But
So why are we having this conversation?
because you asked me, you told me you had some questions.
I believe in the Bible. No, not the conversation in general. I'm saying you don't believe in the Bible. I do. So when you make a moral judgment about the Bible, you say the Bible's wrong on certain areas.
Correct.
What are you referencing to say that the Bible is wrong? What's unjust? When you reference it, you're saying this is unjust. What are you talking about? Where's that standard of justice come from?
It is unjust the way the expectations of wives, the way there's certain scenarios where people are meant to be stoned if they do so and so.
Sure.
So are we doing that?
So is that
Should we-
okay? Real quick. I'll answer your question. I'll answer your
You want
question.
to believe and you want the world to run by the Bible, right?
I just told you I think that rapists should be put to death. Those are some of the people that should be stoned.
Yeah, that's
Right.
part of the Bible.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Now listen.
Do you agree
Listen.
with the other scenarios? Now, I believe early on in the Bible, a son saw his father naked, and he goes and tells his siblings, and he got punished severely for it,
His son got. It was a curse.
for seeing him naked
Sure.
by accident.
Well, I wouldn't say it's by
It
accident.
was by accident.
Listen, he's seen him.
He walked into his tent, and they saw his
Right,
father
and
nude.
then what did the other brothers do? They turned around and they covered him, not to dishonor
After
the
he
father.
warned them. after they were
Right,
born.
not to dishonor his father. But listen.
And then after accidentally dishonoring his father, he was still banished.
I don't think it was an
I've
accident.
seen
But
both my
listen,
parents naked, so should I be banished for that?
sure, I'm not saying that. Listen, that's a scenario. That's a scenario there.
That was in the Bible.
Right. Listen to me. I got a question. I want to address what you're saying. When you're pointing to the Bible and saying there are things that are unjust. So I just want to ask you, what standard of justice are you using to come to that conclusion? What are you referencing when you say this is wrong? What are you pointing at? Like, for example, when I say theft is wrong, right? I can point at the Bible because the Bible says theft is wrong, but I can also point at our Constitution. I can also put it at state laws that say these things are wrong. I'm pointing at a standard of justice. When you say the Bible's wrong, what are you pointing at to say it's wrong?
Like I just said, I'm pointing at those scriptures.
Right? No.
Scriptures are-
You're pointing at those to say that they're wrong, but where are you getting that from? How do you know that they're wrong?
It's all opinion based.
So it's your opinion. So they're not actually. So for example, let me ask you this. Do you think rape is wrong?
Of course.
Is it objectively wrong?
Of course.
How do you know that?
That's a dumb question.
Answer it then. It should be a simple question.
You seem to know the answer to it.
I do, yes. How, do you?
Yeah.
Why is rape wrong?
Because you're forcing someone in something. You're potentially forcing someone to have a baby.
So you're forcing somebody to do something with their body that they don't want to do.
Correct.
That's why.
That's what you're doing by banning abortion.
That's why abortion is wrong. No.
No.
You're forcing. Listen. You're taking the life of a body that is against its will. Against its will. Against its will. No. I'm not gonna accept that because it's murder.
That's your issue.
You just gave a scenario and you said rape was wrong. Abortion's wrong for the same reason. Sir, do you agree with abortion? Sir? Do you agree with abortion?